let's move on to the next exercise, which is exercise 7-8. In this exercise, the information is basically the same as the prior exercises. However, it's not presented as in a straightforward manner as in the previous cases, but we can work through with it. So we have a company that uses 1,000 units of a part for every month to manufacture its own product. The units cost incurred to manufacture the component are as follows. Material is $65 per unit, labor is $45, and overhead is $126.50 for a total of $236.50. This overhead over here is combined fixed and variable, and we need to sort that out. That's what's different in this problem. The overhead cost includes variable material handling cost of $6.50. So that part is easy. So of the $126.50, they're telling us $6.50 is variable. It's the material handling cost, which is applied to products on the basis of direct material. So what does this mean? What does the second part of the sentence mean? If it's $6.50 and materials is $65, it means it's being applied at the rate of 10%. Whatever is the cost of the material, 10% is a handling cost. That is, whoever handles, you're paying someone to handle all the materials, and that's 10% of the cost. The remainder of the overhead, that's now $120, is applied on the basis of direct labor cost and consists of 60% variable and 40% fixed. Okay, so that's the part. I'll show you how to break that down. It's very easy. A vendor has offered to supply us this at $200 per unit. So the question is, should we do that or not? Now don't look at this 200 and this 236.50 and immediately say no. We need to look at the numbers first, break the numbers down into fixed and variable, because remember, it's only the variable costs that are going to get eliminated. So let's see in Excel how we would do this. Okay. So I have all the information written out over here, and I'll explain this as we go along. They've given us materials at 65, labor is given at 45, fixed is given at 126.50, and I also know that 650 is it's a charge on materials, that's a handling charge, 10%. Now, how do I come up with the 72 over here? Let me explain that over here. So again, of the 126.50, 650, we know what it is, so we're down to 120. Of this 120, 60% is variable and 40% is fixed. So what is 60% of 120? And that's $72. And that's the $72 I brought over here. Now that's, in this particular case, it's $72, but that's not going to be the case every time. So we need the formula. In this particular exercise, you don't need it, but should you need it for any other exercise, I'll explain what that is. They've told us that this cost is $72 is related to this $45. So $72 is 160% of $45. How do I come up with that answer? It's very easy. Let's do this calculation. 72 divided by 45, that gives me 1.6. And that's how I wrote down variable cost is 160% of direct labor. Okay. Now, if I had to find out the fixed cost, again, we never do it per unit, but the remainder would be over here $48. And I'm going to highlight it over here saying really ignore it. Okay, ignore this number, don't worry about it. So what are we concerned with? We are concerned with 65, 45, 650, and 72. That adds up to 188.50. That's the variable cost to make the product in-house. If I have to buy it from outside and they're going to charge me $200, what's your answer? Should I make or should I buy? Obviously the answer is I should make the product, it's less expensive. I shouldn't buy the product from outside. Okay? This fixed cost is incurred no matter what. That's the reason I'm saying don't look at that when you're making this decision. Okay? A couple questions they've asked us further in this exercise is, should we purchase the part from the outsider if the facility can manufacture other products? Okay, basically saying if this fixed cost, I can pass it on to another product, make another product, and that'll eat up that fixed cost. Should I go ahead and manufacture? The concern over there is going to be that new product, the contribution margin, is it going to cover that fixed cost? If the answer is yes, go for it. Otherwise, our answer will still be no. In part C, they ask us what qualitative factors should we consider. It's the same like the previous exercise I talked about. I need to know how the quality of the products, the reliability of the vendor, are they going to produce the product on time, to specification, etc. Will our customers be happy with buying a product from us that we don't make? Those are all additional factors to consider before making this decision of buying versus making. So again, we're going to look at more exercises dealing with the same kind of decision making.